Hello everyone, and welcome to a very, what I hope to be, insightful edition of L Supercast. With me today is a man who is known for sports, sport liking, and sport taking, if that even is a word. But yes, but not just that, but this man is also known for video games. What kind of video games? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. MSU Hitman, front and center.
Yes, Ginyu, thanks for having me on the show again. Appreciate it.
So, let's get right down to business. There are some pretty intense video games coming out. And some that I dare say may or may not interest me in these new systems. Mm-hmm. One game in particular that has me rather upset. And by rather upset, I mean furious. Is the downright lack of quality when it comes to the name Michael Jackson. I think it's a travesty that this game, if you can even call it that, is even released. It makes me sick to my stomach. It should have been much better. Because, hey, let's face it, the King of Pop, come on, he deserves a better game than this. I would take Moonwalker over this, honestly. You know how old that is.
Well, the big thing to me about all of those dance games that aren't Dance Central, for basically any of the dance games that aren't Kinect on 360 ones, I don't get the whole dancing, but you have to hold the remote and do it. I don't see the appeal of that at all whatsoever. I mean, Bossman and myself talked about PAX 2009 when Just Dance debuted and getting our eardrums blown out because it was at the front of the show floor right next to the BioWare booth. So we're trying to watch Mass Effect for the first time, Mass Effect 2 for the first time, and all we hear is, like it's a stupid, like it's a dang rave or something. I mean, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
And then the game has become, like, outside of Call of Duty, that is the most successful game of the last 2 years. And all the Michael Jackson game is a reskin of that except just Michael Jackson songs. It's basically Just Dance with Michael Jackson songs. Now, it is different on the 360. I did watch a couple of gentlemen playing it at a Walmart, the Kinect version. And that seemed really cool because it was like a co-op dance thing, and like one of them was doing the moves, and then like after a minute or so they'd swap out, and then the next guy would do moves, and now that seemed, halfway entertaining. So I would advise maybe to at least watch some video of the Kinect one being played. But yeah, I'm totally on board with you. All the PS3 and the Wii ones where you have to hold the wand around and move it, I think that's idiotic myself.
There's a few quirks that I don't like. I mean, the main thing is, like, you're supposed to dance like Michael Jackson, but I don't think there's a way for the machine to tell you what necessarily you're doing right or what are you doing wrong.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, the Kinect version can see where your body's positioned, whereas the other two can't. So just imagine that on the PSP, though, because, yes, there is a Michael Jackson for the PSP. I don't know about the DS. I know that. I don't know.
What, do you have to shake the PSP around? Oh, great.
No, it doesn't have any motion capability. I don't know. I would love to know, because, I mean, Rock Band works with it because you're just hitting... the only thing I can think of, it's like Rock Band where you have to hit the buttons in rhythm. But, I mean...
that's horrible.
I don't know. I've never watched the PSP version of Michael Jackson. But it's out there. I know it's out there. But
did not even think that was possible, honestly. That work on a portable system. What I'm seeing is outlines of Michael Jackson in like the in-between steps, and you have to click on the right one. At least that's my interpretation of that.
Could be.
Well, have you had some time to consider the Duke Nukem Forever?
I played the demo actually a couple of days ago.
Oh, well now, what are your thoughts?
It's a crappy game that's going to sell on nostalgia alone, and unless you love the game from the 90s, stay away until it's $30 or less.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
See, I was never a huge Duke Nukem fan. Like, literally the first time I ever played Duke Nukem was when Duke Nukem 3D was released on the Xbox Live Arcade for download, and I paid $5 for it. So that's my Duke Nukem experience. I never played the PC version, so I don't have this love affair with it that others do that are my age.
Well, I tend to play everything and anything to see what's good and what's not good. So from my point of view, it's all over the place, because there's so many games that I've played. Mainly, I think I've gotten to the point where I have played more computer games than console games, due to the fact that my console was a Sega Dreamcast.
Right. Well, the PC version would be the way to go. That is the best version of Duke Nukem. So if you're going to play it, the PC version is the best one. For example, when you die, the load time to restart is about 4 to 5 seconds on the PC, whereas it's 30 to 40 on the consoles.
30 to 40?
Yeah.
Do they have like...
On every... Yeah.
Do they
yeah,
have, like,
so...
a little jumping ball while it's loading, or something nifty that you can look at? Or is it just loading?
No, just loading, static screens, and rotating tips, quote unquote.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, the reviews on Duke Nukem, I mean, the PC version is getting anywhere from 60 to 80%. The highest I've seen on it is 80% from PC Gamer, whereas on the consoles, it's in the 40s and 50s. So.
Well, that's... Obviously, this thing won't be breaking any console records.
It's probably going to sell well. I would not be at all surprised if it breaks the top 10 in sales for the month of June.
Well,
but
is that you...
It's gonna... that's going to be the plateau, and then it's going to fall off a cliff after that.
Yeah, it's like... You know, people know about the original, and they're like, yeah, we gotta try it. You know, now that it's made its way into a new platform, you know, you get that whole nostalgia thing going. Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, the thing is, just be ready, because it's actually hard.
I know. No, keep in mind that I did play some of it at PAX.
Okay, were the enemies insanely accurate at PAX?
I'm trying to remember. Possibly. I don't know. It's been too long.
Okay, because the pigs, I mean, they're infamous 1 level accurate. I mean, the pig cops with their pistols are hitting me with every shot. They literally did not miss a single shot. And this is on normal. Yeah. I mean, normal on this game is probably equivalent to somewhere between heroic and legendary on Halo, to give you an example.
Really? Halo is that dumbed down? Huh.
Yeah, Halo's only hard when you try to... You can get through it on heroic by yourself. It might take you a bit, but that's... Halo's only hard on legendary. That's the only difficulty where Halo's actually hard.
I had very little experience with any of the new games. The only new game that I played for like about an hour, and this was at some place in New Jersey, was Gears of War, and I was trying to get use of the control, because this was sadly to say the first time that I was playing a game like this, and I'm like, okay, what the hell does what? At like half an hour in, I kind of somewhat got into it, but you know, I don't suppose the difficulty of that one. It was alright. I mean, me, not knowing what I was doing, I think I got pretty far.
Gears is probably about the same as Halo. Right. I mean, it's not really hard. I mean, the hardest shooter out there besides Duke Nukem would be any of the Call of Duties on Veteran. That's as hard as it gets on shooters. And well, it's not. It's a RPG, but Mass Effect 2 on Insanity. I mean, the game won't even let you start off on Insanity, but that's really hard.
Insanity.
Oh. Yes, on Mass Effect 2. Yes, which at some point you'll be able to play that because you have a copy of it.
I have to make a choice. What kind of shepherd I am.
Hey, Steven will tell you male, and I'll tell you female, but just get some other opinions because you will not. I will say the guy who does the male shepherd voice, he is much better in the second game than the first.
I have one question.
So
this may decide whether I'm a male or female shepherd. That girl that gets hit in the face, can that be happen with both genders?
The girl, you talking about the redhead?
All I know is, from what I remember, you smash some woman in the face.
Oh yes. The reporter, yes, either gender can hit her, yes.
Well, you see, then I could go either way then, because that's the only thing. I don't endorse real violence, but video game violence amuses me. And just
the big thing,
bouncing off.
That reporter's in the first game too.
Wow. I just want to record that and like put it to a musical montage for YouTube. But that's just all right. And now for the final and most intense question. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
What video game would you like to see and not see based on a book?
Well, the easier one for me was not, and I'll go to a book from my childhood, Dear Mr. Henshaw. That was one that I read so many times as a kid, but I just don't think you can make that into a game. You know, I mean, they're pulling everything out of the 80s. I mean, that was just the first one that creeped up into my head. I mean, my problem is everything I read is generally already based off video games. So my one that I wanted was I really want another Wing Commander EA. And you renaming your online store Origin, which was the name of the company that made Wing Commander, is just like a stab in the heart to me.
That's fantastic.
Just stab and twist, because that's what they did when I was at EA press conference. I was like, oh, no, don't twist it. Oh.
Yeah, I suppose I would like to see a new Wing Commander game. I know I have one of them, but the bloody thing won't run on my computer, which irritates me. I have to use my older computer. Ugh, if it still works. That's the only one that will run it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just for me to have a playable version, I had some extra money in my PlayStation account. I bought Wing Commander 4 for PlayStation 1.
Really? For PlayStation 1? They still make games?
Yeah. You can... There's a select number of games for the PlayStation 1 that you can download if you have a PlayStation account. It's a lot less in the West than it is in Japan. There's about, 60, and that's one of them.
Alright, well, we are almost out of time, so let me blurt this out as quickly as I can. What I would like to see is a new Dune game, and I'm talking about sandworms and spice. I'm talking about Sting kicking someone in the ass. I am talking about all that good stuff. Make it good, make it like the book, and make it work. And with that, we are out of here. Take care, everyone. See you next time.